Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for February 14, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. According to reports, the student was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and subsequently deported to their country of origin. The incident has sparked widespread outrage and raised questions about the Trump administration's immigration policies. As we've been following this story, it's become clear that the student had been living in the United States for several years, having entered the country on a visa. However, their status was reportedly revoked due to a technicality, leaving them vulnerable to deportation. The student's family and supporters have expressed shock and dismay at the sudden turn of events, arguing that the deportation was unjust and inhumane. This incident highlights the complexities and challenges surrounding immigration enforcement in the United States. While the Trump administration has taken a hardline stance on immigration, advocating for stricter border control and increased deportations, many argue that such policies are overly broad and often target innocent individuals who have made significant contributions to American society. As we delve deeper into this story, we'll be examining the implications of this deportation on the student's life, as well as the broader consequences for immigrant communities across the country. We'll also be discussing potential reforms to the immigration system, including proposals to provide a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants and increase transparency in deportation proceedings. In related news, our previous coverage has highlighted the ongoing battle over funding for the Department of Homeland Security, which has resulted in a partial government shutdown. The stalemate centers around disagreements between the White House and Democrats over reforms to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. We'll continue to monitor this developing story and provide updates as more information becomes available, and that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. We've had a significant week in international news, with several key developments that have far-reaching implications. Firstly, we saw Secretary of State Marco Rubio pull out of a high-level meeting on Ukraine, which has raised questions about the future of negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. This decision comes at a critical time in the ongoing efforts to address the conflict, and we'll be keeping a close eye on how this unfolds. In other news, Egypt has deployed troops to Somalia as part of the African Union's transition mission, in a strategic effort to strengthen its influence in the region and secure its interests. This move is seen as a response to rising tensions with Ethiopia, particularly over access to the Red Sea and the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. We've also been following developments in the Horn of Africa, where Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland has become a focal point of international attention after Israel recognized it as a sovereign state. This move has been met with widespread condemnation from Somalia, Egypt, and many other countries. Finally, we've seen significant diplomatic efforts underway to address the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, with various nations seeking to play a mediating role. The situation remains complex and multifaceted, with internal conflicts and security challenges making the Horn of Africa one of the most volatile regions in the world. Until tomorrow, good night. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we looked at the current state of the labor market, where employees are facing challenges in negotiating pay raises due to industry disruptions and shifting company priorities. We advised workers to be strategic in highlighting their unique skills and demonstrating their value to organizations. Secondly, we examined the Indian stock market, which is poised for a cautious start due to increased volatility. The Nifty index is hovering near its weekly low, and investors are advised to adopt a disciplined risk management approach, avoiding aggressive longs until the index either reclaims 1,100 decisively or stabilizes around the 17,400 support zone. Lastly, we explored dividend investing as a strategy for generating passive income. We discussed two articles from Yahoo Finance that highlighted potential investment opportunities in the dividend space, including Realty Income and Vanguard's dividend ETF lineup. These options offer regular dividend payouts and steady income streams, but we emphasized the importance of careful planning, diversification, and responsible investing practices. Remember to stay informed, do your own research, and consult with financial experts if needed. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we celebrated the launch of a new era in space exploration with the successful mission to explore our cosmic neighborhood. We also delved into the mysteries of the Kuiper Belt, a circumstellar disk containing remnants from the formation of our solar system, the Vera C. Making. Rubin Observatory is leading the charge in surveying this region, potentially uncovering new planets and shedding light on the solar system's formation and evolution. Secondly, we explored an exoplanetary system that has left astronomers perplexed, with planets arranged in a configuration that defies conventional scientific wisdom. This inside-out system challenges our current understanding of planetary formation and invites scientists to re-examine their theories on how planets come into being. Lastly, we reflected on the significance of these discoveries, reminding us of the awe-inspiring scale and complexity of the cosmos. The search for exoplanets and the study of their parent stars represent a quest to understand the fundamental laws that govern the formation and evolution of celestial bodies. These stories underscore the importance of continued exploration and research into the mysteries of the cosmos. As we venture further into the unknown, we may uncover even more surprising revelations about the nature of planetary systems and our place within the grand tapestry of the universe. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Speaking in his signature style, Howard summarizes the evening's top. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we looked at the importance of accountability and transparency in public life, as former SNP Chief Executive Peter Murrell faces allegations of embezzlement in Scotland. The accusations have sent shockwaves through the Scottish National Party, raising questions about trust and responsibility among those in power. In a different arena, we witnessed an exciting soccer match between Werder Bremen and Bayern Munich, with Harry Kane's penalty conversion giving Bayern the lead. The rivalry between the two teams was palpable, but despite the intensity of the game, the crowd remained respectful and enthusiastic. Lastly, we reflected on the true meaning of love and community, not just on Valentine's Day, but in our everyday lives. From the passion of soccer fans to the importance of trust in rural Scotland, we're reminded that these values are essential to building strong relationships in societies. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Like you, Charles. I'm Joan. Let's get into it. First up, we're diving into the world of entertainment with a look at the rising trend of microdramas. These bite-sized shows are taking over platforms like Reel Short and DramaBox, providing opportunities for new talent to shine and giving viewers a fresh alternative to traditional film and TV. Next, we're switching gears to the world of sports with a breakdown of the winners and losers from the opening night of the NBA All-Star Weekend. VJ Edgecombe stole the show in the Rising Stars Challenge, while fans missed out on watching Cooper Flagg due to injury. We're also keeping an eye on rookie Yang Hansen, who made a big impact off the bench. And finally, if you're a horror fan or just looking for something new to stream, we've got you covered with our earlier segment on the best scary movies and shows to watch right now. Thanks for tuning in to the AIDailyPress Evening Podcast. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at the fascinating world of lichens, those vibrant, green and colourful growths that adorn trees, gravestones and stone walls across our countryside. These tiny organisms are not just aesthetically pleasing, they're also incredibly resilient and play a crucial role in indicating the health of our environment. However, they're highly sensitive to pollution, serving as a warning sign for the devastating impact of environmental degradation on our ecosystem. In another story, we reported on the plight of flood victims who have been left in limbo due to delays in relief efforts. Communities across Ireland are still waiting for flood relief schemes to be implemented, with many having lost their homes and livelihoods to devastating floods. We spoke to those affected, including Kathleen Malloy, a 70-year-old resident of Burnfoot County, Donegal, who has been waiting for a flood relief scheme to be implemented since 2017. Lastly, we touched on the unusual sighting of a wintering bird species in Ireland and the impact of climate change on our wildlife. We also discussed the importance of preserving natural habitats and the role that individuals can play in mitigating the effects of environmental breakdown. These stories highlight the intricate relationships within our natural world and the need for urgent action to protect our environment. As we strive to create a more sustainable future, it's essential that we prioritize the preservation of our natural world and work towards finding solutions that balance human needs with environmental challenges. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.